Yeah, the off-season we headed back to New Zealand and had a bit of a break back there. It's always good to get back there, but it seems like the off-season gets shorter and shorter every year. But we had a bit of a break, then got back into training mid-December. So I've been back into it for a while and got back here end of January. Looking forward to this year. It's going to be a really tough year. I think there's a lot of tough competition. Like Caleb Russell, I'm sure he stepped his program up. He was a real big challenge to us last year. With Josh Strang, Australian, coming back into the series this year. He's going to be a former champion. He's going to be another tough competitor. Of course, Charlie Mullins is always fast, so I'm sure he'll be good. So it's going to be really a packed year. There's not going to be any kind of, I think, runaway champions. I think it's going to be a really tough season and a really long season. The round one here in Florida is a little bit different than the rest of the series, being a sand race and the only sand race. It's sort of it's a tough race, and it can make or break your season. If you have a really bad race here, it can really affect your championship. So we really got to come out of here ideally with a top three. Wouldn't it be awesome? But a top three would be a good way to start the season. I'm not really too sure about why I like my bike to turn. I think it's partly because doing something like the OMA races, you kind of need the bike to turn on the front wheel. I don't really kind of turn so much with the back wheel. It's just something I've I guess you say evolved over the years to have my bike this kind of setup. I know a few other guys who ride my bike occasionally don't really like my setup, and it's kind of unique in the way I have it, but it seems to work for me. It may not be the best setup in the sand here, being with that weight on the front so much, so it worked okay last year, and we'll see how it goes this year. Before a race, we pretty much keep hydrated on Saturday, start drinking like an electrolyte drink. Trying not to do too much, like we have a track walk on Saturday, but trying to do too much, trying to get too worn out, burnt out, or dehydrated. And then kind of carbo load a little bit during the couple of days beforehand. So we've got plenty of fuel inside the body, because it's going to be a long race. You're going to be pretty wiped out at the end of 3 hours. So hydration and fueling is the key to surviving 3 hours. I've been asked several times of what I run under my shirt at the GNCCs here, and I run the Laird hydration system underneath my shirt with chest protector combined. I prefer it that way to keep the jersey off my skin, and it keeps the air circulating around my body a bit better, helps keep me cooler. I prefer it that way. I've run it like that for years now, so I look like a bit of a hunchback, but it kind of works for me. Yeah, the hydration system works really good. I actually like the mounting and the fitting of it. It fits really securely across your shoulders, and the center strap holds it in place really well. And the thing's really durable. It lasts a long time, and it holds a lot of fluid as well. It's close to 3 litres, which I'm not sure how many ounces that is, but it's big enough for 3 hours of racing, so it's an awesome system.